Hi everyone, and welcome back to my show, Let's Talk About. Today we're following up on last week's episode and talking about what happens when you combine Request to Pay and Instant Payment. Request to Pay is the missing link in uncovering the huge potential that instant payments will have for customers and suppliers. By adding a Request to Pay messaging layer between end-user payment interfaces and those of instant payments, aka SEPA credit transfers, customers will benefit from the transparency and control offered by instant payments. Today we're going to look at just a few of the major innovations made possible by implementing the Request to Pay scheme. Let's start with an example of Request to Pay and instant payment at a point of sale. I purchase something in a shop, and instead of a traditional invoice, the retailer sends me a sales receipt combined with a Request to Pay message directly to my mobile payment app. Once the payment has been released, the retailer is notified and can hand over the goods without any reservations. This entire process happens within a matter of seconds. This alternative payment method offers the customer more security by removing the need to carry around cards or cash, since the entire transaction takes place on their mobile device. In turn, the seller eliminates all card transaction fees and is able to digitally store the receipts, meaning the data is available for additional evaluations if required, and printing costs are no longer incurred. We saw last week how Request to Pay is inverting traditional roles by giving the customer control over their payments. The scheme allows for numerous customer-orientated possibilities, including delayed payments, paying in installments, and recurring transfers, like a monthly insurance or energy bill. When I purchase goods or a service online, the seller will send me a Request to Pay message. Within this message, I'll have the option to pay in full, pay a portion now and the rest later, ask for more time, decline to pay, or start a conversation with the seller. Let's look at some real-life examples of Request to Pay and delayed payments. I want to buy a new laptop, but I'm unable to pay the whole cost up front. Whereas in the past I might have had to take out a costly and complicated loan or spend ages saving to buy the laptop, now there's no need. Request to Pay gives me options. I can either buy it now and decide on a date when I'll be able to pay the full amount, or I can pay in installments over a set period of time. Here's another example. I purchased several dresses online from an e-commerce seller, but I'm unsure if they will fit or if I'll like them. With Request to Pay, the seller gives me the time to think about whether or not I want to keep them, and even gives me the option to pay later if I do not have the funds right now. Because of this enjoyable customer experience, my loyalty to the seller increases, and with it, the likelihood that I will buy from them again in the future. Equally, the logistics process related to any returns and refunds is made much smoother by Request to Pay. Of course, these are just a few of many examples of Request to Pay in action. So if you want to find out more about a specific case, get in touch with one of our PPI consultants. The Request to Pay is the next logical step in providing the customer with an easy-to-use, streamlined process and better security, all while reducing costs and improving the customer-seller relationship, which ultimately leads to more sales. So what's not to like? Join me next time when we'll be discussing how Request to Pay is innovating the invoicing process and how this will benefit its users. So, see you next time on Planet PPI.